Alien, Earth by Noah Hawley has done a fantastic job of paying tribute to such a legendary history while simultaneously delivering something fresh for fans to connect with. So far this season, we have seen some brutal xenomorph action, a horrifying octopus-eye alien named Ocellus, and an original protagonist in the form of hybrid Wendy, Chandler. But in space, no one. Episode 5, the show reverted to the first episode, leaving Wendy and the others to concentrate on the Maginot's crash. The plot twist was that all of this was done by Prodigy's boy Kavalier, Blenkin, who was trying to obtain the extraterrestrial specimens aboard. In The Fly, the sixth episode of Alien, Earth, Wendy, things aren't going so well when the Lost Boys and everyone else we've come to know return. 2 characters will die before the final credits roll. Alien. Earth Episode 6, The Fly, opens with Wendy talking to the developing xenomorph in its glass enclosure while the alien eye in the sheep looks on. Wendy doesn't want to leave boy Kavalier's island. Joe, Alex Lawther, and Kirsch, Timothy Oliphant, also witness their interactions, so it's not the only one. However, because Wendy tore off the head of an adult xenomorph a few episodes ago, there's no need to be afraid. When Wendy eventually leaves Neverland, Joe inquires about the upkeep she would require. However, the android informs Wendy's brother that Wendy would never be allowed to leave boy Kavalier. In the meantime, Lily Newmark's character Nibs, who was having a breakdown and even believed she was pregnant, has been shut down. Adam Ince, Ade Edmondson, boy Kavalier's right-hand man, gives Dame Essie Davis, and Arthur Sylvia, David Risto, the order to erase Nibs' memory and all that transpired following the crash. He also wants her personality changed to be more composed, but when Arthur doesn't agree, Adam Ince immediately fires him. Later, Joe confides in Wendy that he believes the decision to bring the aliens here was a mistake. Joe doesn't like that she feels sorry for them. Wendy feels this xenomorph would be a suitable fit, so she smiles. She wants to embrace opportunities and explore them with boy Kavalier. What might go wrong? What if I don't want to go? Wendy asks as Joe mentions trying to figure out a method to get her out. Alien, Earth Episode 6, Isaac gets trapped with a specimen. Boy Kavalier, Adam Ince, and Kirsch encounter Yutani, Sandra E. Sensendiver, who is accompanied by Morrow, Babu Sise, and another man, with a moderator in between. Boy Kavalier places his bare feet on the table because he is so arrogant. Boy Kavalier cuts Yutani off as she tries to be serious and states that she wants Wayland Yutani's property returned. The ship and everything on board are being kept because thousands of people were killed. She is accused of a cover-up by boy Kavalier, if only they knew the truth, but Yutani is prepared to pay an additional $10 billion to retrieve her her cargo. Since he is in control, he receives $20 billion, and Yutani's specimens must first undergo a 6-week quarantine before they can be returned. He should have plenty of time to pursue his evil plans. Yutani, who is upset by the humiliation she endured, is listening when Morrow declares that he plans to obtain a xenomorph before the end of the day. Additionally, he wants the facility to become unstable as they flee the pandemonium. Although Yutani is in command, Morrow is taking the initiative. Nibs is brought back online by Dame Sylvia, having cleared her mind of the trauma. Nibs is perplexed by the inquiries from her fellow hybrid when Wendy pays her pal a visit. She also doesn't know what this crash stuff is about. Nibs's fear returns as she worries about the reason behind her memory loss. Morrow is still bothering slightly, Adarsh Gomrav, about sacrificing a human to the facehugger, so she is not the only lost boy having difficulties. Slightly visits Joe with the intention of bringing him to the lab for the facehugger to assault him. Joe is taken to patrol outside before he can entice him to the lab. Joe continues to inquire about leaving the island while on the grounds with the other Prodigy troops. However, they caution him to halt his plans. Wendy is becoming more engrossed as she chats to the nearly mature xenomorph while Joe is thinking about leaving. After Kirsch leaves, he instructs Isaac, Kit Young, who has been given a new name, to feed and water the creatures before starting the following experiment on the list. As it and the other aliens are fed in the lab, the sheep with the eye silently and attentively observes. But Isaac finds that one of the food hatches isn't working properly, so he lets himself in through the main door. Since nothing now separates him from the flying creatures that have made a home in the corner, his immature mind is causing him to take chances that he should never take. Isaac jumps and inadvertently closes the door behind him when he sees the sheep headbutt the glass. He's stuck now, and there's no escape. A winged alien swoops down on Isaac's arm and spits a liquid on his face that eats right through him in a terrible moment. Another flying thing joins it as Isaac dies, and they absorb the fluid that seeps from his artificial skin. A little bit in Alien, Birth Episode 6 finds his victim of facehuggery Dame Sylvia is confronted by Wendy over Nib's erased memory. The fact that Nibs had no control over what occurred to her upsets her. Dame shifts the conversation to Wendy's extensive use of the secure laboratory. Like the Lost Boys, the hybrid is angry that the aliens are being used for experiments. She believes that they are identical, and if disassembling things is what humans do, she doesn't even want to be regarded as a person anymore. Kirsch claims that although the hybrids are unable to feel, they are nonetheless able to perceive reality. Does she want this? Because she wants to assist her.